on behalf of the Law Society of Kenya, our duty is to set out what the law is in view of the facts that are before the court. The law, insofar as recusal is concerned, can be well traced in Kenya in the decision of Rai Group Limited versus Kimeto and Associates. We have exhibited this decision in the list of authorities filed before the court. Permit me to set out what was reiterated in that decision. The real question is whether reasonable apprehension or bias was presented which will make an informed and fair-minded person seized of all the information surrounding this matter and the impartiality required of judges by their constitutional oath apprehend bias on the part of the bench. Of Honorable Justice Freda Mugambi, the charge in respect of which of Professor Kindiki Kithure. It has been demonstrated by facts which are not in dispute that the Honorable Judge was not an LLM student of Professor Kindiki Kithure in the Moi University or any university, but instead her LLM was obtained from the University of Birmingham. It is as simple as that. Issue number two, that Madam Florence Oluoch was appointed to a board by His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto. What are the facts? Madam Florence Oluoch was appointed to the board by Soipani Tunya. These, my lady and my lords, are the facts upon which information surrounding this matter are to be determined. The next authority which we rely upon is the case of Eli Valley Mines versus Lee. And the principle set out in that case is as follows. In this context, the reasonable person is not someone who is hypersensitive or unduly suspicious, but rather a well-informed, thoughtful observer who understands all the relevant facts and has examined the record and law. Now, insofar as Honorable Justice Freda Mugambi and Honorable Justice Eric Ogola is concerned, has there been demonstration on the basis of a reasonable person who has examined the record and the law to demonstrate that there is bias, real or perceived? That is the question that this court must answer. What about Honorable Justice Anthony Murima? The charge is that the Speaker of the Senate, the Right Honorable Amason Kingi, attended his wedding. My lady and my lords, there must be meaning to the term learned friends. There are those who have written, including a writer by the name Jess Brailia, a book titled Lawyers and Other Reptiles. And there are those who have also written, including Feroz Norji, practicing an honorable profession. Indeed, we are learned friends. A judge is first an advocate and second, a judge. A judge does not reside in isolation. And if I may just say, for example, I've had a cup of tea with Justice Anthony Murima. I've had a cup of tea with Justice Eric Ogola. I've not been fortunate enough to have a cup of tea with Justice Freda Mugambi. Well, they are my friends. But I appear before these courts, and they rule in favor or against me. It is in that context that we must examine, is the charge against Justice Anthony Murima one based upon information in the mind of a reasonable person who has reviewed the record of the facts and the law? And if your lordships and my lady will return a negative answer so far as these questions are concerned, then you must make a decision whether to recuse yourself or to continue handling this matter. It is my humble submission based upon what you've said, that there is considerable doubt as to whether a case has been made out to warrant recusal, we request this court to dismiss this application. I'll allow my colleague to utilize the remaining 2 of our minutes to say something.
My lords and my ladies,